Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter of following through the steps and taking it slowly, reading through each step on the command line. That's right, that's right. Because it's been around for 30 plus years, this program, so they've worked out the most efficient way of doing things. So then, looking at the last exercise I want to show you, this one, to be honest, the steps in the notes aren't all that clear. There are lots of different ways some of these things can be set up. So I'll show you the first part. It'll work exactly the way it says. If you go to Draw and then Polygon, the first thing it'll ask you for is the number of sides. That's going to be 6. And then Enter. And then the start point is 22500, 10,000. Enter. And then you'll be asked if you want to inscribe or circumscribe. We want to inscribe the circle, so I, and then Enter. And the radius is 1500. Enter. So that's drawn the polygon. If you just follow through those steps, it'll work. The next part, doing the array. So doing the offset after that is again pretty straightforward. Once you choose offset, always type in the distance first, 200. Choose the polygon, then click outside it, Enter. And now's the part where things won't work as well as maybe it seems in the notes. Partly it's because this picture got chopped off. This picture should have been down on the next page. And if you can just visualise where this chair would be, below P1, there should be a picture of that same chair under this point here. And what that's trying to show is that you can pick this chair up, just like it says here, select all of the chair objects with a crossing or a window. So that means just click somewhere so that you can make a window around that chair, and you'll get all the blue squares coming up which tell you it's selected. And then on the modify menu, again just like it says here, you can choose copy, and here you just need to remember you pick it up on the front of that chair on the midpoint and take it over to the point that you can see pretty clearly there at the bottom of this outer table or outer edge. Click there and it'll snap exactly to that point. Enter to finish, and now I'll delete that outer polygon by just clicking onto the edge and then delete on the keyboard. Then, if you read through these steps on array, you can see it's shown there with a dialog box, which is an option you can still turn on, but we've left it turned off because it's actually easier with the new method, which I'll just show you. Like I was saying earlier though, this is not an essential command. You won't be designing theatres and auditoriums for a while where you use array a lot. So don't worry too much about this one, even if it does work for you. So it's just there as an example to show you what AutoCAD can do. So the first step is a bit like copy. Select all the objects first, then go to modify. Under array, here you can use your judgment. You can see in the notes it's talking about using a polar array. So that's the option I'll choose. Then you need to give the centre of your array. So the centre here is going to be basically the centre of that table. Unfortunately, AutoCAD won't snap to the centre of a polygon. Most programs won't do that for you. You've got to work it out. And luckily it gives you the tools for that. You just need to make sure you've got OSnap still on, but then another one next to that, OTrack, which is Object Snap Tracking. And if you have a look at the diagram on the previous page, you'll see these points here, point 3, 2, or point 1, 2 and 3. And the trick with object tracking is to just hover over the points but don't click on them. That's common with a lot of these programs. So you'll see that it'll track those points for you. You can tell when the little ticks come up. Exactly. So you can see the little those markers. If I then go to the centre, where I think it is, it'll project from those points and work it out accurately for me. So I'm going to click on that point.
That's the object tracking that does that.
Exactly, yeah. And that's done it. So it's pretty fortunate it's got all the other settings built in. So if you get that done, press enter, and that exercise is is complete. So all you should need to do is work out the centre once you choose